Hey, it's John and Mike, brew-dudes.com, and we are doing number 20 of the Homebrew Beer Swap Series. That's a pretty big deal. Huh?
That's a good milestone. I like this. I like this.
Take it. Okay.
And who's the lucky guy?
He just randomly submitted, and he turns out to be number 20. Guy named Chris. He's from Montana, and you may have seen his handle in our comments on the YouTube channel. He goes by the True Celt. And he has brewed a True Celt Irish Red Ale. This is under the category 15A Irish Red Ale. And this was brewed back in June of 2017. So we are getting it now. It was bottled in July, and we're tasting it here in September. Now, let's talk a little bit about the grain bill. We have 90% of Maris Otter Pale Malt. And that's and then he has 3 different specialty grains. He has Crystal 40, Crystal 120, and roasted barley. They're both of 3.333% to make up.
So
the
90% base malt, and 10% specialty. All divided
stuff.
equally.
Yep.
Yeah.
So so you have 2 different crystal malt and roasted barley for some color, just a smidge to try to make that a little redder. The yeast strain he used was London Ale 3 from Y Yeast. It is a bottle conditioned beer. The original gravity was 1060, which I think you and I both said was a little high, but no big deal on that. And he had it fermenting at 72 in primary for 10 days, secondary 65 degrees Fahrenheit for 8 days. And he's mashing it at 153 for 60 minutes.
Yeah.
Recirculated mash, pretty sweet. And mashing out at 168 for 15 minutes.
Sweet.
So that's what we got. He's part of the club, the Rimrock Brewers Guild.
Nice. Let me see this.
Yeah, go ahead. Shout it out. So
he's using this BJCP entry/recipe form, which is really good for us.
Yeah.
It really makes it really easy for us. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much for that. And the 20th swap we've gotten. So.
It's always helpful to have all the information because it then gives us some context of what we're drinking. So this is an Irish Red. Should be pretty malt forward, dry finish. I didn't even talk about hops. Darn it! This must have been a 10-gallon batch, but he has 3 ounces of East Kent Golding hops. Alpha acid's about 4. He boiled that for 60 minutes. So
Cool.
So we're probably not going to get a lot of hop aroma. It should be malt forward, like I said, and dry finish. A nice, easy drinking, sessionable beer, right?
Yep. So I get a big, very nice, doughy, bready aroma on this, and with some hints of like graham cracker or almost like maybe light molasses in the aroma. All I think sounds pretty good for the style. It's a wonderful aroma. There's very subtle, yeast character to it, like the fruity estery component, but it's not super strong.
Yeah.
But that's very nice.
Yeah. And then through the flavor, getting a lot of the fruity esters from, I'm guessing, the ale strain.
Yep. Yep.
And then the hop bitterness is there, and it lingers on the palate.
It's definitely what you'd classically call just a balancing hop bitterness. It's dry. It tastes dry. I mean, the terminal gravity on the sheet says 10.
Yeah.
So, man, it's dry. I think it's probably dried out even more in the bottle because it seems to be, to me at least, for this vein of beer, it's a little bit overcarbonated. It's not overcarbonated, but it's a higher level of carbonation than what I think I would care for. But as it's decarbonated while we've talked about it and stuff, even before we started the camera, I mean, it's coming along nicely.
Yeah.
I think as it warms up, it's really going to open up a little bit too.
Yeah.
Overall, it's really well balanced. The mouthfeel is, I would say, medium. This is like a medium body mouthfeel.
Yeah, and it's a nice, smooth.
Yeah, and I get more of that bready.
Yeah.
It's a little bit. There's a little bit. I think like the roast character is just a little bit too high for the style for me, but the only critique I would make, because then the color too, it's like, it's almost into that red zone. It's like a dark copper. It's a deeper copper. I think what I would do, if the roasted barley really was 300 love, I would pull back on the amount and get like some 500 love roasted barley from a different maltster or something, because that would give you the redder color, and if you use less of it, you'd take some of that roastiness
So
out.
go down to 1% of your total grain bill?
Well, I would maybe, if you're at 3.3%, let's say 3%, maybe cut it down to 1.5%.
There you go.
And just see what that gets you.
Yeah.
At like 500 or even a 550 Lovabon roasted barley.
Yep.
It would take some of that toast out of it, just a little bit, and maybe deliver more redness.
Right.
But it doesn't matter. I mean, aside from, we're just talking about that from it fitting the red ale style, but overall, it's a wonderful tasting beer.
Could you have multiple of these?
I could have 2 of these for sure, and the third one would be I would definitely have a third one, but that would be a bad choice depending on what I was doing. So the only thing that changed that for me would be to knock that starting gravity down to like 1055.
That's what you're
1052.
saying. Yeah, it's a little high for it, but
I don't remember how high the BJCP allowance goes for Irish red, but
I'm sorry. He did boil
10 and almost 10
and a half gallons. Yep. Didn't see that right away, but there it is. So 10 and a half gallon recipe.
Those caramel malts are starting to come out now.
Yeah, tastes good.
It's really good.
It's really good.
It's a perfect beer for number 20.
Yeah, I'll take it. Absolutely.
Thanks so much, Chris.
Cool. Chris from Montana. Thanks a lot. That's the True Celts. This is the True Celt Red, and I think it lives up to its name. So appreciate the swap. Keep watching. We do this every week, and we love getting beers. So if you'd like to swap with us, certainly drop us a line at dudes@brew-dudes.com, and we'll exchange a beer or two with you. Okay? For John and Mike, brew-dudes.com. Like, subscribe to our channel, and brew on.
Cheers.